Just listen to that water, bro. So relaxing. Welcome to Street Language Pathologist. Today, I'm going to take you through something that was very scary. See what I did there? We took the Avalanche Lake Trail over at Glacier National Park when we went this past June. It was a great time. We knew that there were some bears at the end of the trail, but guess what? We did it anyway because we are brave. Well, most of us were, most of us weren't. Most of us wanted to go back. And I will say I was on the side where I wanted to see the bears. I've never seen a bear in person other than at a zoo. So I was kind of like, let's go check these bears out, see what they're all about. And it was kind of cool to see them at the distance. There were people closer to the bears than I was. So as long as those people were there, in my head, those would be who get attacked first, right? So now if they were to get attacked, I would have started running at that point. So just hope you enjoyed this video. This is day one of our Glacier National Park visit. We were there for about 5 days. Hope you enjoy it. Check it out, like and subscribe. All right, so this is just a walkthrough of our trip to Glacier National Park. This is our drive back from the airport, which is in Glacier National Park, or I guess that's what it's called. I guess the city is Kalispell. So we flew from San Antonio to Denver, had our connecting flight there up to Glacier Airport. Forgot what the official name is, but it's in Kalispell, Montana. We got there, we made it to our Airbnb, which is pictured here. Check this thing out, it's huge. I mean, look at this lot, it is amazing. Now, this Airbnb fit 4 families, so we went out there with a whole bunch of friends. So, and mostly my kids' friends. So there were, I think, 9 kids total that went out to the park that day. Or not that day, but that went out to this vacation with us. So they all go to school together, different grades and such, but all friends, and the parents too. We all get along pretty well, so it was a good time. And one of the dads found this Airbnb, and we found a good deal, and we were like, let's do it. Here's the national park sign, so of course you have to stop here and you have to take these kinds of pictures. Maybe not so close up like that, but you're kind of obligated to do this sort of thing. And so guess what? Yeah, we did. So now this is in the park. So this is essentially day one. And so we're driving through the park, and, being from Texas, we're used to just seeing dirt, a little more dirt, and mixed in with, well, I guess more dirt, right? But here we're seeing all kinds of green. And, to be real, I'm colorblind, but this green was amazing. Like, I could see this green perfectly, and I can see the contrast with those mountains in the back. Like, this, to me, I was amazed. I'm not used to seeing things like this, being from Texas. So very cool. To me, it kind of reminded me of when I went to North Carolina as the first time I got on the plane, which was, I was 18 years old, and I got on a plane to North Carolina to go visit my sister. And that's the first time I saw like green like this, not just the brown that we see in Texas, just brown and dirt. And don't get me wrong, man, I love Texas. It's the greatest country in the world, but we don't get this kind of green there. Let's just be real. Our landscapes are cool too, but not as cool as this. Here we had this raggedy deer just decide to cross in front of us. Luckily, I have these cat-like reflexes and I could hit my brake pretty quick. No, it wasn't that crazy of an encounter. This right here is Lake McDonald. Beautiful, man. Like, this video doesn't do it much justice as you're looking at this. Just driving by, it was like, whoa, this is massive.
So we're going to a lake where you...
And I think this is kind of the, when you see pictures of Glacier, this is kind of like the lake that's there, this is the one. So of course we pulled over to the side of the road and had to get, again, these obligatory pictures. But dude, look at them. Look at the family picture. Look at it. It's beautiful. I mean, for real, look at this. The background looks fake. To me, it looks like it's a painting. Like we're in front of a green screen and that guy with the afro painted this for us. You know, well, I don't know if he still paints, but maybe when he was a younger fella and he was on PBS or whatever channel he was on. Anyway, so we all stopped. We took pictures. It was great. We were on the way to what's called the Avalanche Lake Trail. And so you're going to see that here in a little bit. And man, that trail was cool. It was definitely the longest hike we took in this trip because it was so long for us. We when we were on the trail, we were pretty far in. You know, we got to the lake, and that's where I think most people, they get to the lake and then they check out the lake, hang out there, do their thing, and then they probably turn around. And we didn't, because a lot of the kids were like, hey, well, there's snow up ahead, we should walk to the snow. And it certainly looks like it's closer than what it is, but let me tell you, it was not closer. But you know, we started walking that way anyway, just in case, just to kind of gauge it, you know, because the trail did go on. Now, as we were walking over there, we ran into several people, and several people were reporting that there was bear activity up near the snow. And the instructions we were given is, if you want to see the bears, you got to walk past the trail's end. Well, we are, again, 4 families with kids that are all under the age of 11. And that didn't sound like the best idea, to be completely honest. But we were like, let's do it, right? I mean, we're here. We're only gonna be here once. Who knows how often we're gonna get to experience, first of all, like hanging out on the mountain with snow like this, and then also potentially seeing some bears, and hopefully from a pretty safe distance. So that was what we decided to do, and I will be honest, not everybody was on board with that for a while. There were plenty of complaints. I was feeling pretty good about it, you know, like, hey, this should be okay, you know, if other people are going, it should be fairly safe. We all had bear spray with us, and it was pretty much ready to go. We went to Costco our first day there, and we grabbed the bear spray, and we were ready to spray if we had to, you know what I mean? Here we stopped over at some rapids that looked really cool and happened to have this really cool deck. And so we were like, let's stop here, get some good pictures, some good video. I mean, check this out, man. Like, it's beautiful. I will say that the velocity of this water is somewhat intimidating. I kind of bust my head open last year when I dove into the shallow end of the pool, and even with that, you know, like a mild concussion, it took a while to feel better, and also aesthetically it took a minute to get my head to look the way it used to look. But I think we're back to our baseline, and I think my skin is back to skinning and winning, just looking like it used to before that stupid idea of mine. But anyway, so this is still the drive into the Avalanche Lake Trailhead. And here we go, we made it. So if you look over here, you can see that for us, it turned out to be an 8.05 mile hike. This is where we parked. And you can kind of see our trail, our route we took. So just trees everywhere, and just for a long time we was walking. You know, the kids were doing pretty good. We're walking, and then right there, that's when you start to reach the Avalanche Lake, and it was really cool. And you'll see the video footage of that shortly. This is just a satellite image of us right there. You could see our little our pathway. We kind of hung out there for a while. But yeah, as you can see, we walked all the way past the lake there because we were trying to get to where the snow is. And in this picture, you can't really see the snow, but that was our route. And so you could see it gets like super squiggly because, man, it got rough out there. There were trees everywhere. There was broken stuff everywhere. It was wild. Everybody was complaining. They were like, this isn't even a trail. Why are we here? Why are we doing this? I regret this. Why are we doing this? Let's go back. And then there were some of us like, we're almost there. Come on, guys. We're almost there. I can hear the bears from here. Just kidding. No one said that because that would have been creepy as fudge. But yeah, we were definitely a little worried. So as you saw the sign there, beware of bears. They're out there. And so I was trying to beware of bears the whole time. But check out the stats. So 8 miles, 6 hours, 24 minutes. My heart rate was pumping. Moderate effort because, you know, I be in shape like that. Just kidding. But, you know, we went at a good pace, I would say, with all the kids. And really, the kids held it down, man. Like, they did a great job. They weren't getting too upset with anything. Like, they obviously had complaints because they're kids. And, you know, a lot of them had new hiking shoes. So their feet were hurting a little bit. A few Band-Aids were used. But other than that, we were in pretty solid shape, to be real, right? Like, it wasn't too bad. And so at the start of the trail, it's pretty cool because you get all these rapids that are continuing throughout your trail in the beginning. Some of the edges were quite steep, and I'm afraid of heights. And I was kind of like, let's stay over here to the right side. I am not looking to fall today. I'm not Danger D, for those of y'all that have watched the movie Fall. I don't look to be like Danger D at all. I'm not about climbing things. I can climb a trail like this and be fine, but I am not about to climb something really tall and look down and act like I'm tough. Like, bro, this scares me. Like, these heights, not this one here pictured, but heights in general scare me, and that's not the life I want to live. You know, I'm not going to climb a mountain unless it looks like this. I mean, because I guess technically we kind of were climbing a mountain, you could say, on this one, but not like that, buddy. I am not climbing up there. I'm not hanging off of anything. I'm not trusting a rope. I know those ropes are trustworthy because obviously they take care of most people most of the time, but for me, I'm not looking to climb a mountain. Ain't no mountain high enough. Yeah, there is. There is a mountain high enough. And if I have to climb it, it better look like this here. Because this was pretty, bro. Look at the water. The sounds were just relaxing. Like, it was just overall a very good experience. Now, since we do end up seeing these grizzly bears here at the end, just some advice that I've been told, and I hope we followed it. I didn't look at this until after, but they say always stay at least 100 yards away. And I feel like we followed that rule just kind of innately, you know, just kind of trusting myself. Like, do I want to get eaten today? Do I want to get attacked today? No, I don't. So let me stay about 100 yards away. That's kind of what my thoughts were. Making noise while camping. So people like to say, hey bear, and all that stuff. People were doing the whole Queen thing, like the day-o, that whole thing. We did that a few times, more so just being silly, right? Not trying to rile up the crowd or anything, because, you know, I don't know how to do that. Check out that picture. Very nice. We also had these bear bells on our backpacks. Okay, so now to interrupt myself here, so this is when we arrived to Avalanche Lake. Dude, check it out. Look at the water. Dude, look how clear. And then just the way the mountains are shaped back there, like, dude, it's really cool. Now in this, you can see over to the right over there, that's where we ended up, where that snow is at the top right-ish. Not the one that's really steep up there, but the one that looks closer to ground level. Some wildlife was encountered. What up, bud? What you doing? I ain't got food for you. I'm sorry. One of the kids, like, was eating some goldfish, and some other random guy was like, don't feed the wildlife. And we were like, we're not. We're feeding our kids. Don't call my kid a member of the wildlife. Who are you? No, he was talking about, like, those little, whatever those are. The little chipmunks. But yeah, speaking of goldfish, there they be. So anyway, so we continued on the trail trying to get over to where the snow is, and then it got rough, man, and it got so rough I didn't even record a lot of video of it. Like, this isn't rough, what's going on here, but it gets way rougher. Now back to the tips, right? So hiking groups of 4 or more, we had it. Oh, here's the snow. So we walked through the snow. Check out one of the girls fall up there top. The bears are up there to the left. I was starting to feel paranoid. You see some of the kids pointing that way. There they go over there. You see them? It's kind of small to the left, and the kids are kind of like, there's bears over there. Are you okay with us coming here? And then I was like, yeah, it's okay. But check them out. There they are. And they were peaceful, man. Like, they looked at us a little bit. If they wanted us for dinner, they could have had us for dinner. Like, let's be real. But they were pretty chill. And so that was really cool to see those bears. And honestly, I felt safe again because there were other humans closer to them than we were. Maybe they weren't following that 100-yard rule. I don't know. I didn't measure it. I didn't get measuring stick out and measure it, see how far they were. But I would guess we were about 100 yards out. Here's where we encountered another raggedy deer just kind of roaming around. Which, you know, I was kind of like, dude, is this deer bait for this bear, for that bear clan that's over there?
Tell us your move.
I don't know. If it is, then I want him gone. Stay away, please. Do not attack me or my family or my friends or my friends' kids or that other random dude that's walking on this trail. Don't attack anyone, preferably, because I don't really know how to use bear spray. I watched a few YouTube videos and I was ready and willing, but at the heat of the moment, man, I don't know what I would have done. Nice little family picture there in front of the log, baby. Other rules or tips: never run from a bear. Instead, maintain eye contact and back away slowly. Speak calmly, because running may trigger a chase. And I'll tell you, you'll never win that race, baby. Secure all your food and trash and never leave stuff unattended, you know, especially if you're camping. I think that's more for that situation. But yeah, man, that's about it. So, you know, in the end, we have this appreciation for grizzly bears. Like, they're cool. They're said to be about 300 grizzly bears in Glacier, which is one of the densest grizzly populations in the U.S. There's apparently like 600 black bears out there, so you know it's crazy. They can weigh between 250 and 440 pounds, so they're huge. So luckily we didn't get attacked. And thanks for joining us on this episode of Street Language Pathologist.